So when you think of Saudi Arabia right now, what comes to mind? Probably those incredible images, right? Gleaming new cities just popping up out of the desert, a whole nation transforming at like warp speed. It's pure ambition. But here's the thing. Behind all those flashy headlines, there are these powerful, almost invisible engines making it all happen. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of them.
Okay, so let's start with this. This quote from the Crown Prince, it really hits the nail on the head. He says the country has huge investment capabilities, and the goal is to make it an additional engine for our economy. This is the core mission, right? Building new economic engines that aren't just about oil. The whole national strategy is built around finding new ways to grow. And you know what? One of the biggest, most important of these new engines, it's probably not what you think.
So if you really want to get what's happening, to understand the future they're building, we've got to look deeper than just the shiny new buildings. We need to dig into the foundational stuff. You know, the essential building blocks that make everything else even possible. We're talking about the sectors that are quietly but, man, powerfully working away behind the scenes.
So, what is one of these supercritical, but, let's be honest, often overlooked drivers of the whole kingdom's economic future? Think about it. It's an industry that touches almost every single building, every business, every single home. Got any ideas?
Yep, it's refrigeration and air conditioning. I know. It doesn't sound quite as flashy as, say, AI or rockets to Mars. But trust me on this one. In Saudi Arabia, the business of simply staying cool, well, it's one of the most powerful economic forces in the entire country.
Okay, so let's unpack just how massive this sector really is. Because it's not just about, being comfortable. It's literally what makes modern life and industry possible in that kind of climate. And once you see the numbers, its importance becomes, well, crystal clear.
All right, get this. The scale is just wow. In Saudi Arabia, AC eats up more than 50% of all electricity used in buildings. Let that sink in for a second. More than half the power going to every home, every office, is for just one thing: cooling.
And believe it or not, it gets even more intense. We're talking about the hottest parts of the year, right? When the entire power grid is pushed to its limit. At those moments, a jaw-dropping 70% of that peak demand, it's all from cooling. This isn't just a nice-to-have. This makes the AC industry absolutely vital for the country's energy security.
So, this huge demand for cooling, it's not just an energy headache. It's actually a massive economic opportunity. It's fueling this multi-billion-dollar market that's in the middle of a huge transformation, all thanks to new tech and national policy.
And the key to this whole boom is this giant nationwide tech upgrade. Basically, the kingdom is actively getting rid of all those old, clunky, inefficient Windows AC units. You know the ones. And through government programs, there's this huge push to replace them with modern, super high-efficiency split systems that meet these really tough standards from SASO. That's the Saudi Standards Metrology and Quality Organization.
And you want to see the result of that shift? Look at these numbers. The residential AC market, just the home units, was already worth over $500 million in 2022. By 2030, it's expected to jump to almost $918 million. That is some serious sustained growth.
And this growth, it's not just one thing. It's kind of like a perfect storm of factors. You've got more people, so you need more AC. You've got these new rules demanding better, more efficient tech. And then you just have a ton of old units that are due for replacement anyway. All these things are coming together at once to create this booming market.
Okay, so this is where it all clicks together. This is where we connect this booming AC industry back to those mind-blowing pictures of Saudi Arabia's future. All this know-how, this tech, this market growth and cooling, it's not just its own little thing. It's the absolute bedrock for the kingdom's biggest, most visionary mega projects.
I mean, think about it. NEOM, that city of the future, the crazy luxurious tourism of the Red Sea Project and Amala, the giant entertainment center at Qiddiya. None of it, not a single bit, is possible without the most advanced, large-scale, and super-efficient cooling systems. This unseen engine,
is what's literally making these future cities livable.
And this kind of incredible growth, it doesn't just happen by accident, right? It's the result of a very deliberate national plan to build this whole supportive ecosystem around it. The main goal? To really nurture innovation, bring in investment, and grow new businesses specifically in the R&C sector. This whole support system really stands on three main pillars. First, you've got the government, setting the rules and policies. Then you've got the money guys, the financial institutions that are funding all the cool new projects. And holding it all up from the bottom, you've got education, training the skilled people they'll need for the future. It's a complete top-to-bottom strategy.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom out again, back to the big picture. Because what we've seen here today is that the story of ASEAN and Saudi Arabia, it's about way, way more than just cold air.
What this all really shows us is that Saudi Arabia has taken one of its biggest natural challenges, the extreme heat, and is strategically turning it into a world-leading, high-tech industry. It's like a masterclass in how to flip a domestic need into a global economic opportunity, a real key engine for their future.
And all this really makes you think, doesn't it? What about where you live? What are the essential, maybe overlooked industries quietly shaping the world around you? What are those unseen engines building the world of tomorrow, right under our noses? It's a pretty fascinating thought.